quick tutorial on how we make stickers in the Cricut design space. So I'm going to go ahead and click on new project, and it's going to bring me to my canvas. Now I like a clean canvas, but you can always adjust these settings. You can either do a full grid or a partial grid, whatever you want, but again, I like no grid, so I'm going to go ahead and stick with that. The first thing I want to do is create a template that will be basically what my stickers are printed on. So I like to make my sticker sheets about 4.5 by 6.5. That seems to be a good size for me, and that way I can print 2 sheets on one piece of paper. So I'm just kind of working on getting my template out here. I'm also going to add a little, like, kind of a header or a banner to the top of this page, and that way I can put my shop name and make sure that all of my materials are branded for my shop. So I'm just lining that up here, and now I'm going to just play with some colors. I think I'm going to do something kind of girly and pink, so I'm making this kind of a pretty pink color and then adding the text for my shop. So Charlie Parker Co. is the name of my Etsy store. So I'm just going to work on this. Now I do want to change the font that I'm using. So I'm going to go ahead and look through the different fonts that are available. Sometimes I also like to just create my own fonts in Procreate and then upload them into this system, or write them out myself in Procreate and then like upload that. But here I'm just kind of doing a quick tutorial to make it easy for everyone. And you'll notice that these are spaced out kind of far, like they don't look like they are touching. So I'm gonna close the gap there a little bit just with the tool up here, but I'm also going to ungroup these, and I'm gonna highlight all of the letters to the right of where I'm wanting to move things. And I'm gonna kind of move these by hand as well because I want it to line up a certain way. So that's just kind of what I'm doing here, step by step. This does take a little bit of time, but I think this attention to detail is kind of what makes your stickers and different things stand out. So I'm just going to go through here and keep lining this up. And once I'm done, now I'm going to select everything and I'm going to regroup it. So now whenever I move or touch it, it's going to all move together. And I'm going to make this white, and I want to rotate this so that it fits on my little pink banner up there. And oh, I accidentally moved the wrong thing, so I'll show you a quick tool here in a second about how to avoid that happening in the future. But here we go. I'm just going to kind of align these things and center them so that they stay together. And now I've flattened the banner, and now I'm going to attach the banner to that sheet. So now that's basically like if you were to rotate that 90 degrees, you would see what I would put in my packaging when I send these out to customers. So I am copying and pasting a few sheets here just to kind of get an idea. I like to see everything as I'm creating it as a cohesive sticker kit. So that's kind of why I do that. Now the first thing I'm doing, the first page I usually make is the full boxes. Now I make mine for the Erin Condren vertical planners. So I already have these sized out. I always make them 1.5 by 2.125. I think they're just a little, you can make them 1.5 by 2, but I think that little extra bit of length actually makes them fit a little bit better to the square. And I'm creating this little box on the inside because I want to make it kind of like the outside has a border. That way you can write anything on these little stickers, because I always print mine on matte white paper. So that's just a thing that I do to help the person that's actually going to be using them. Once I have that, I do want to adjust the print here. So I'm going to actually go to my patterns, and I think I'm going to do a pink glitter. So I'm just kind of, some of these I've uploaded myself, and then there are several that are Cricut owned things. So either way is fine, but here we go. I'm just kind of selecting this and editing the pattern so that it looks the way I want. And then I'm going to center the white box on that main square and flatten it. So now this will cut around the bigger square and not the inside square. and I pasted a few more because I want to kind of keep that as a main theme. And now I'm just making a different type of square. So this one, we're using this kind of white wood pattern. I want to adjust that a little bit here and make it a little bit different. And now again, copying and pasting. And then I think here I'm going to make one more different type of box, and I think I'm going to go with a marble. So again, editing that, adjusting it, and then copying and pasting. Now I'm actually going through and aligning all of these boxes so that they are touching perfectly. That way when they're cut, they're not like overlapping or anything like that. But it also fits the most squares that I can on one sheet. And then I'm selecting the whole sheet and attaching it so that way they all move together. Alright, so I'm moving this over to the right because I always like to be working in the top left corner, because whenever I enter new or insert new images or shapes, that's where the items go. So right here I'm just kind of making the half boxes, again following the same type of process as I did with the full boxes and in the patterns and different things like that, and then lining them up together so that they're all kind of pretty and look good. And then I'm just copying and pasting all 8 of those because I can fit twice as many on this sheet as I can the full size stickers. And then I'm going to make the bottom 8 have the little white box in the center. So those, again, you can write on those. You could write on the top ones too that are just straight up patterns, but I just like to have a little variety. So now selecting all of those, attaching them, and I'm going to go ahead, I just kind of look at everything and now I'm moving that over and pulling up a new box. And I'm gonna go ahead and I think that I'm gonna align these real quick because, like I said, when I get these 2 sheets done, I can actually print both of these completed sticker sheets on one piece of paper. So I'm just lining these up so that they fit within the printing guidelines that Cricut has. So they have to be within, I think it's 6.75 by 9.25 inches. So once I've got those in those sheets in those parameters, I just attach them so that way they are together and the printer knows to print those together. So now back up to this left corner, I'm gonna start by making some banners or headers or whatever you want to call them. So the first thing I do, I go ahead and I make sure that I'm making the box at least 1.5 wide, and I adjust the height kind of depending on what I want to do. I mean, I change this every time, but I do like to go over to where the full boxes are and kind of hover that banner over the box to get an idea of what it would look like on the planner. So that's kind of what I'm doing here. And then I'm gonna go ahead and pick a color for this banner. So I'm just gonna keep with this kind of pinky theme that we have going, and I'm gonna enter a text. I'm just gonna make this a to-do sticker. So whoever's working from this can make a list of things to do. And again, I'm just going to close the line gap there, or the lettering space, sorry, there. But I am also going to adjust the font color to white. And you'll notice that now it disappears, but I'm going to move this over the pink so you'll be able to see it a little bit better here. And then once I've got this size so that it'll definitely fit within that box, I'm going to select both of them and center them, and then I'm going to flatten those together. So now I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste. So I've got several of these stickers all lined up, and I'm going to do the same process by creating a, I think I'm making a reminder, a reminder sticker. Again, just kind of a lot of playing around is basically what I do throughout these. This is just sort of some typical stickers that I make for my kits. So always there's some to-dos, there's some reminder stickers. I like to do errands. You can also do things like appointments or bill is due, or if you have dinner plans, different things like that. So you can make stickers based on what your customers like or what you use. So now I'm going to go ahead, since I can't fit another banner in this sheet, I'm going to make some circles. So these are just like little bonus stickers that I kind of put on there. And again, I size these up against those full boxes so I can get an idea. Like, so if I was using this on my planner, I could put this in the corner, or I could put this in between like a quadrant of squares, something like that. So I'm just kind of playing with that size. It doesn't have to be anything specific. And I'm just adjusting the color. And here, sometimes I like to use these images that Cricut has. So let's just pretend like we're dog owners, and we're gonna make sure that we remember that, hey, the dog has a spa appointment, or the dog has a vet appointment, or something like that. So I'm gonna resize this little paw. It's pretty cute, actually. And we're gonna center that within that circle. And I can adjust the color of that little paw as well. So I think that's kind of cute to make them both different colors. And then again, centering that, and then I'm gonna flatten it. So always make sure that you're flattening the full circle. That way you're cutting, when it cuts, the machine isn't gonna think that it wants you to cut the circle and the paw shape. You just wanna cut the circle, not the paw. So that's kind of what I'm doing there. Now again, I'm making another sticker, and I just copied and pasted that circle, but I'm putting in a different sticker. So here I'm just kind of putting in different things that I typically do. So like an exclamation point is one that is typically used because it's like a, hey, remember this is going on, or whatever it might be. So that's what I'm doing there. And then once I didn't finish that sheet because you kind of get the idea. And for time's sake, I wanted to get on to this last part. So my last sheet is usually where I put banners. And so you can see I'm referring to my little sticker sizes here, which has all of the measurements that I use for all my banners, and all my sizes for all my stickers. But this is basically that banner that goes on the bottom left and the bottom right part of the pages. So there's just that little space, and I always like to put something kind of cute that you could either write on, or you could do like meal planning on, or something like that, just to make that space a little more useful and not just a waste of time and space. So here we go. Yep, you can see exactly there that I'm highlighting what I'm doing, and making sure that these come out the right way. And again, I use the same kind of pattern as earlier. I'm making these that wood pattern from the boxes earlier, and adjusting it as necessary. Now you'll notice that this banner is too wide, and so it's cutting off the header that I had on this page. So I'm going to quick delete that and send the page back, and I'm going to actually just enter in my shop's logo. So I actually have a PNG that I made in Procreate for my shop banner. So here's my little shop banner. I'm just going to put that in here, resize everything, and I'm gonna make some little skinny washies, so these can go in between the boxes, or basically whatever you want. So I'm just kind of resizing those and lining those up, and again, kind of just, again, like I said, a lot of playing, a lot of where do I want things to go. Every sheet's a little different. And now I'm actually going to be entering in one last thing, because I have a little bit of space. Now I like to put in something about the Bible. Now you can see I was trying to search and nothing was coming up. It was because I had my filter as things that I'd uploaded. So I deleted that, and now I found something that I like. So I'm just going to upload this for time's sake. You can make your own and upload them. You can Google them. You can do whatever you want. But just for now, I'm going to go ahead and upload this. But you'll see how this is like see-through. So the be joyful always is, you can see through it. So it's going to cut those letters if you just leave it like that. So I'm going to go ahead and put something behind it. That way, when it's actually, like when I flatten it all together, the machine won't try to print that. So I just took a little heart shape here, and I'm just adjusting it. Again, this is a lot of playing, and I'm just kind of playing with the width and height of this heart, and this just takes some time, so it's not a big deal. I'm just kind of messing with that. We'll fast forward here to get through the end of this, but once I've got that, I'm making it white, and I want to do something for that Thessalonians text there at the bottom. So again, making that white, moving it behind everything. So now that I've got that whole thing, I flatten it, and now I can change the colors. and I can make it look how I want it. And now I've got my whole sheet. And again, I just kind of look at everything. It's pretty cohesive. This is a pretty simple and easy set of stickers. So once you've got that all lined up and attached the way you want it, you can save it and you've got yourself some printable and cuttable planner stickers. So I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope that it was helpful, and have a great day.